In this video, I'm going to show you how to work a crochet cable stitch without using post stitches. I'll pop a picture of that here just so you can see what we're going to be creating. So here I've just got 3 rows of single crochet. I'm going to be using US terms here. The stitch multiple we're working with is a multiple of 3 plus 4 stitches. You can work it with 3 plus 2, but I'm going to show you why I work it with the 3 plus 4. So to get started, I'm just going to turn my work. I've chained 1 and I'm going to work 2 single crochet. So 1 in the first stitch and 1 in the second. Now, for reasons that will become clear later, I'm just going to pop a stitch marker in the second stitch because that stitch might get lost. So I've worked 2 single crochet and I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to skip these 2 stitches. I'm going to work a single crochet in the third stitch. So I've got 2 single crochet, chain 3, skip 2, 1 single crochet. This is where it gets interesting. I'm going to turn the work and you can see that my yarn has just gone over there. I've turned the work towards me. I'm going to slip stitch into that chain 3 and pull that nice and tight. Then I'm going to chain 1 and work 3 single crochet in that chain 3 space. The next thing I'm going to do is to slip stitch into the bottom of that stitch, so the same stitch where I worked that second single crochet. I'm just going to slip stitch in there. I'm going to pull it nice and tight. And I'm just going to bring my yarn back to this side over that stitch marker and I'm going to turn back. Now notice this time I turned away from myself. For each cable section, you're going to turn towards and then away. If you turn towards and towards, then you're going to get twisted up if you're working on a bigger project like a blanket. So there's my 3 single crochet. I'm just going to bring that forward and I'm going to work a single crochet in each of those stitches that I skipped. So that's 1, 2. And it's fine to use your thumbs to kind of pull this cable forward. So that is my first cable made. So this is where the repeat starts. So I'm going to chain 3 again. Then I'm going to skip that stitch where I made the single crochet, skip those 2 stitches and work a single crochet in the third. Then I'm going to turn it again. Just going to bring my yarn around the back, slip stitch into that chain 3 space, chain 1 and then work 3 single crochet. Then again, I'm going to slip stitch into the bottom of this single crochet. So just under there and pull that tight. Then I'm going to turn back, again, turning away from me, the reverse direction that I worked before. It doesn't really matter whether you go towards then away or away then towards. You'll find what feels natural, but I advise doing one and then the other. Okay, so then I'm going to work another single crochet in each of those 2 skipped stitches. It's 1, 2, and that is my second cable done. So this is the right side of the fabric, this is the wrong side. It's quite a clear distinction. Let's do one more. 1, 2, 3. So start with the chain 3, skip that single crochet that I worked into that stitch, skip those 2 and single crochet into the next one and then turn, slip stitch into the chain 3 space, chain 1 and then 3 single crochet. Oops, that one's a bit loose. A bit hot today, so I'm struggling with my yarn. Okay, so there's my 3 single crochet worked into that chain space. Then again, I'm going to slip stitch into the base of that single crochet. So this single crochet is equivalent to this one. It's the one you make after the chain. So slip stitch nice and tightly in that. Turn it again. It does get a bit bendy. And then you can just, you might want to use your thumb just to push those stitches forward so they're easy to find. I'm going to work 1 single crochet in each of those 2 stitches. And there's our repeat. So chain 3, skip the single, skip those 2, single crochet, turn, slip stitch, chain 1, 3 single crochet. Some more yarn. Whoops. And we're going to slip stitch at the bottom of that single, pull that tight, single crochet in each of those 2, and that's the 4th one done. So you can see we've got 5 stitches left, which gives us room for 1 more cable, which is going to be there, and then you've got your last 2 stitches. So let's do the last one. Chain 3, skip single, skip 2, single crochet, turn, slip stitch into the chain 3 space, chain 1, 3 single crochet, then slip stitch into the base of the single crochet, turn again, single crochet into each of the 2 skipped stitches. So when we come to the end of the row, to do another cable, we'd normally chain 3, but we're just going to chain 1 this time, which is the width of that single crochet, and then I'm going to work a single crochet in each of the last 2 stitches. So our +4 in the stitch multiple is the 2 stitches at the beginning and the 2 stitches at the end, and each of the cables take up 3 stitches. If you want, you can just work 1 stitch at the beginning and end, which would be a multiple of 3 + 2, but I prefer to work it with a little bit of ease at each end. So the next row, the cable row 2, is where we just kind of neaten this all off and get ready to work the next stitches. So I'm going to chain 1, just turn, then I'm going to single crochet in each of those first 2. So that's the first half of my +4. And for each cable I want to work 3 stitches in the back. Now here, and where you have that slip stitch, it's a little bit busy, for want of a better word. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work 3 stitches in those 2 single crochets that we worked in those missed stitches. So I'm going to work 2 in the first one, 1, 2, and then 1 in the second one. Now these can be a little bit tricky to find, but you'll get used to it. So I'm going to miss that stitch that we slip stitched in. There's my first single crochet. I'm going to work 2 in that, 1, 2, and then here's the other one just there. I'm going to work 1 in that. So it's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to work the same in the back of each of those cables across. One, 2, 3, and the last one, 1, 2, 3. Now this is where that stitch marker comes in handy. When you slip stitch into that stitch here that you make after the chain, can be quite easy to lose the top stitch, but you can see here that is my second single crochet of the row. So I'm going to work 1 single crochet in that one and then 1 single crochet in that, and that is the other half of the +4. So let's just take that out if I can. Whoops. So 1 single crochet and the last one, and you can see how the cables are working up. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to work another row of single crochet, because that will just even out this row and give you an idea of what it will look like where it sits in fabric. Okay, so there we have your cable stitch without a single post stitch. It makes for great kind of traditional Aran fisherman style patterns, whether it's on a scarf or blanket, or it could look quite cool on a hat. Loads of uses for that, and it's quite a little known stitch. So I hope you enjoy that tutorial. You can subscribe and follow for more.